Hi everyone! Hello, hello, hello! I am Rebecca from ChemKnits, and tonight, welcome to the ChemKnits Dialogue. Tonight I will be dyeing some yarn inspired by, oh, I should move it in front. No, will it not let me do that? Inspired by this picture. So this month I chose a picture of one of my favorite spring flowers in the entire world. And this little blue flower that is one of the first to come up in the spring is called Glory of the Snow. And I think I planted like 200 bulbs of this flower in my yard when we first moved in. And they're small, maybe about the size of a violet or something. And they just sort of grow at the base of this daffodil forest. And I also planted a ton of daffodils when we first moved in. And so I just love this, like the bright yellow, tall daffodils. And I have like a huge variety of them with these little like periwinkle flowers with a pink stem and yellow center. And it just makes me so, so, so happy. When I was a kid, our lawn was covered in these. And so it has like a really special place in my heart. And I'm hoping to get them at my house to spread all over the lawn as well. A closed caption has me as ChemKnits, like the city in Germany. That is hilarious. But yeah, so that's what we're going to play with today. I think I worked really hard and was like laying at all kinds of angles in my garden to try to get a sense of these flowers with some of the daffodils in the background. I didn't want the daffodils to be the star of this. I really wanted the glory of the snow to be the star. And part of me almost like went and picked them to bring some in to show you guys, but then I didn't and it got dark. So I don't have any to hold up today. But yeah, we're going to be playing with sort of some periwinkle blues, yellow, grass green, and I'm not sure if I'm going to pull the brown in. The brown notes I think are very fun from the way that the garden is growing through the leaves that I still haven't cleaned up from the fall. So that's another element. But again, when you're doing these dialogues, you don't have to draw absolutely every tone from the picture. You can be inspired by, you know, the feeling, by one of the colors, by all of the colors. It's really up to you. And I think my favorite part of these dialogues is, well, besides doing this live stream and hanging out with all of you, but when you guys share your dyeing projects inspired by the same photo with me. So you can share them with me by using the hashtag ChemKnitsDialogue on Instagram, or you can reply to the pinned post on the ChemKnits Facebook page. Excuse me, and I believe I have a link to that in the video description. I'm checking right now. Yes, there is a link to the Facebook picture. And so if you reply with your own dyeing pictures as a comment on that photo, then I'll pick a bunch of the pictures and include them in the recap from this live stream sometime in the first couple weeks of May. And so I think it's just a lot of fun to see all the different colors that people create and the creativity all inspired by one picture. And did I freeze? No, it's just the connection's not great. Let me check the audio. Apply with your own dyeing pictures as a comment on that photo. Okay, I guess the audio is kind of okay. I'm just getting started, so no one missed anything. Hello, everyone. Oh, welcome everyone who's tuning in for the first time. Today, I only have one camera set up. We are going to be working on the counter, and I think even though last time going directly in with the dry powders didn't let me achieve the colors I wanted, I do think I want to start tonight playing with some dry powders on my countertop, and then we might move into doing some color mixing. I've got some dye stalks down here as well. So we'll just sort of see how it goes. I've got a bunch of yarn pre-soaking in vinegar, and we will have a lot of fun. Oh yeah, Knit Picks is having a huge sale right now. Well, there's a bunch of yarn on clearance, which I guess is a secondary thing. But Bare Yarn is the sale yarn of the month. So all of their Bare Yarn is 20% off for the entire month of April. And so I'm just going to pop my, oh dear, that, or maybe. I'm going to pop my link into the chat. In case any of you guys are wanting to pick anything up. So I am a Knit Picks affiliate, which means I do earn commission by referring sales to them. And so obviously you don't need to use my link or anything. I just want to disclose all of that. But I did buy all of the yarn and everything that I'm using today myself. Oh yes, no, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do this before the Seders or not, but I really wanted to try to fit it in. Next week the boys are off school because of Passover, and so maybe I'll try to do some spinning sessions midday because they're around, so it's hard to bring out the dyes when they're just here all day. And Trippin' Falls, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. If any of the rest of you are curious about that bright blue box in the chat, that's a super chat. There's a little $sign at the bottom of your chat window, and it's kind of like a tip jar. And so thank you. All right, so let's go get started. I'm not going to have like the photo permanently up. It'll kind of come and go as I am running around, and sometimes I'll need to refer to it for inspiration. Once I do put on, so when I'm using dry powders, I will be using some personal safety equipment. I've got some safety glasses, and I have a respirator, which I always use because with dry powders, you don't want to inhale anything. And I honestly now use these a lot. Here's the mask that I have from Dharma Trading Company. I honestly use this a lot even with food coloring now, just because I do have a history of asthma and stuff, and so it's just not worth, not worth taking any chances. Okay, so random aside, but remember when I mixed 50 colors of the AmeriColor food coloring together? It's like, I don't know if there's something growing in here or if it's just bleached from the sun, but there's like this big white patch there. I'm gonna have to like open that up and check. Oh goodness. Oops, okay. I was dying up a storm today, so there's some colors I do need to put away because I'm not planning on using silver gray or true black. Let's see. Here are my, I guess we'll bring them over, some of my dye tubs. Okay, I think I want sage leaf and emerald green. And what do we have here? Espresso bean, twilight gray, toner black. That's where these guys go. I have it like very roughly sorted. I still need to add some color markers to the top. Okay, here is my like random mixture of colors that I'm excited to play with at some point. Okay, I think I want delphinium blue. Frozen, I think, is a little too bright, but I am going to pull that anyway. Delphinium blue, I think, has a tiny bit of red in it, which should sort of be those pink stems. I do want yellow. I haven't ever tried speckling with the brilliant yellow before, so I'm curious Actually, I suppose I technically have, and it went a little mustard. So we will see. Let's see, what stocks did I bring down? I've got a mystery pink. I don't know what it is. I've still got the true black and silver gray. I've got some, I think I brought down sage leaf. I brought some brown and, oh, delphinium blue, which is looking rather pink in the bottle. But these are some, I don't know what the tubs are from IKEA. But, all right. So those are the powders I'm going to pull. And yeah, we are going to have some fun. Let's see. I have not tried the Will to Die For 80/20. I have the Will to Die For like a 75/25, not an 80/20. I've just tried the Dyer Supplier 80/20. And that is definitely not as high twist as Hawthorne. Hawthorne is a much higher twist. I think Hawthorne's what, like 362 yards per 100 grams? And I believe that the Dyer Supplier 80/20 is like 400 yards per 100 grams. Maybe Hawthorne is a slightly higher yardage. I don't remember off the top of my head, but it's definitely in the 300s, high 300s. And so I find that the Dyer Supplier 80/20 to be really, really similar to the 75/25. And like, I can barely tell the difference between the two. So there is that. Okay. So I haven't done countertop speckling in a while. And what I'm going to need to decide, I think I want to start with emerald green, brilliant yellow, and delphinium blue. And I'm debating if I want to I think I want to aliquot them out. And I think I want to put a little bit of each into some other cups because I don't want to have to keep washing my hands. Well, and by hands I mean my gloves. And let's see, where are cups? Okay. I don't want to have to keep washing my gloves, and I don't want to contaminate my dye stocks. So I will be aliquoting them into here. And then to set the color today, we will be using my dedicated steam pot and steamer basket, which I will just sort of, oh, this is too far back, bring over and show you guys, but this is just a multi-pot. And then I have the steam basket on top, some water beneath it, and so we will steam set our yarns that way. But yeah, so I'm not sure, excuse me, entirely sure how close we'll get to the color inspiration the first time around, but I am sort of excited to play. But yes, apologies for when my voice gets more muffled. And sometimes I get questions about my gloves. I like these ones, and it's funny, I'm not necessarily familiar, I'm bringing the box over, familiar with this brand. I believe that the ones I used to use were like Kimberly-Clark, but these are pretty close to the ones that I used to order while I was in grad school, and so I really like them. I don't know if I have it linked on this video or not, but in a lot of my videos, I do link the various equipment and dyes that I use. All right. I am putting my mask on. Okay, making sure that this is nice and tight. And let's see, before I touch anything. Hi, guys. So you can see, but it's got the like, it won't let any particles in, which is good. Which is good, good, good. Okay. Yes, sirree. And let's get
But yeah, feel free to, oh, the one thing I hate about this is my nose always gets itchy. Feel free to let me know in the chat if you have any questions. Um, and I'll try to answer them. If I miss, oh, I'm too far away. Sorry, I was running to grab some utensils. If I miss any questions, feel free to ask again when my face shows up again. Okay, so here is some emerald green. That's a nice, healthy smattering of it. I'm not really worried if any gets on the counter now. So here is some delphinium blue. And here is some brilliant yellow. Okay. We'll see if I need to bring some of those other colors in. Now I'm going to take off these gloves for a second. They're nice gloves. They're comfy. I could probably wear a small, but I think I get the size medium. Okay, and so today I am just going for Stroll. Knit Pick Stroll fingering weight yarn, which is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And I have pre-soaked it in some tap water with a healthy splash of white vinegar. Okay, and I just rolled out a lot of the water, but not like an absurd amount. Let's make sure that okay, I think I want to have it like this, so on top of each other, and then I'm going to spread it out this way. And I've got my reusable nylon zip ties on top. I absolutely love these. I don't need them as much for this kind of dyeing, but I like having them around. I think that it makes everything like a lot easier and better. So, all right, now I just need my hands to dry off a little bit so I can get the gloves back on. And yeah, I'm gonna start with some powders, but then I might go into some of the spot solutions. And yeah, it's gonna be fun. Let me pull up actually. I'm gonna make this nice and small. Oh no, not you. There. Sort of small down there. Thank you. I'm glad that you liked the photo. Okay. Oh, and I think Keith is getting home. Okay. Let's start with the delphinium blue. And I'm sort of speckling this on. And I'm looking because I swear, yeah, there's some hints of red in here. Now, what I'm not sure is if this blue in speckle form is going to feel a little too blue for me. So that's what I'm not sure. It might read like way too blue. So I sort of need it to, I'm like waiting for it to dissolve. But those hints of pink are actually kind of helping and doing sort of what I want. So, hi honey. Success?
Got it.
Thank you. We got a new washing machine today, which was a whole other not so fun adventure, but Keith was going and returning all the extra stuff that we didn't need as part of the washing machine installation. So, okay, yeah. It's funny. I feel like the blue in there, it is feeling a bit periwinkle, which is kind of what I wanted. So, I'm glad. Although, it's funny. The colors definitely have a good punch, like these sharp pink speckles, but I think that you guys can't see it at all. All right, now I'm going to go in to a tiny bit of yellow, and I think I might just be rubbing this on my glove. I don't think any is going on. Oh, maybe it's going on, and I just can barely see it. The problem with doing powders on the counter like this is that you have to like wait for them to become wet. And like while you're waiting, you might not see anything, if that makes any sense. Because like it feels like this is just going all over my glove, but I swear some is going on. Okay, I think here is our green. And I forget if you, here we go. So right now this is feeling very snowish to me because there's still so much white. But slowly, slowly these colors are coming on. And I'm really liking where it's headed. I definitely want more of this green. And I think on the counter, the speckles will in the end be less sharp than they look right now. Because as I move it, things will spread out. But wow, I'm really, really enjoying this a lot. The zip ties are a genius. Oh, I'm glad I started dyeing again. Or dyeing yarn, you know. Oh gosh. Our washing machine, I think that the pump on it broke. So it started like making clothes really, really dirty, which, like I ruined some project bags I was trying to make for ChemKnits. It was just a whole like disaster. Whole disaster. Okay. I am really, really liking how subtle this is going with these pops of green. I definitely want more delphinium blue, and I want a few more just bare hints of the yellow. And then we will need to flip this. So, of course, like with the yellow, it's so hard to see because it just does not show up right away. But I definitely want more of the delphinium blue. I am going a little heavier. Not quite going into evil fairy territory, if you guys remember that video. But I do enjoy getting a little heavier with the delphinium blue. Yeah, I really, really like this. Even if like these colors spread and blend, I'm just really, really enjoying this. Okay. I will need to wash off the glove before I flip this. But I think I'm going to wash off the glove. Oh, that's green. Okay. And I am going to try to see if I can save the glove. but unfortunately my hands sweat too much, then it can be harder for me to put gloves back on. But I do want to see if I can zoom you guys in so you can get a better sense of what's happening up here. Is the camera doing that? I don't know. It's really frustrating when the camera focus goes in and out, and I'm sorry. Let's see. Here we go. Properties. Let's see if I can zoom in. Why won't you? There we go. I'm going to contrast that too. That's actually not bad. Camera control, zoom in. Wow. The focus is being real annoying. Where is there... So I'm not sure how to like hit a focus point. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, I think I'm just a little too zoomed in. It's not showing the sharpness, which is too bad. Because it's real subtle and beautiful, but there's still like a sharpness to it. And if anything, I think the delphinium blue is showing up a little bit too purple. Like the pink in it is so intense and is spreading so much. And the blue is sort of this shallow. It's very shallow, but all right, let me see if I can get my gloves back on and move this. You think it's trying to focus on my hand? It's very possible. It's times like this when I really wish that I had another body here to sort of check the cameras as I was working on the stream and stuff. And so this is the point now when I'm flipping the yarn and touching it, that you can see some colors coming all the way through. And like if I flip it back over, you can see that those greens and stuff are spreading out. Because the color is on here, but it has not set yet. Because there's no heat. And so since there's no heat in here yet, there's going to be time for stuff to spread. Which is one of the things that's nice of this, is that you get this sort of smear-like effect. So, okay. Let's see. I will probably need a little more yellow. But like I could even take my finger and like tap it in some spots to bring some yellow in if I felt like it wasn't doing quite what I wanted. Of course, then my finger is then a little bit damp. So, okay, let's do this delphinium. Ooh, I'm going heavier now. I picked up a big portion, and I could, if I wanted to make sure things stayed really spread out, then I could grab some citric acid powder and use that to help these colors spread out more. Because that would let me get even like finer speckles and stuff on here. But I'm not necessarily interested in fine speckles. I'm interested in something more impressionistic feeling and like layering these colors in this way. But if I was doing Medium immersion, things would spread out a lot. If I was doing low immersion, things might not spread out very much at all. So it's all this sort of balance here. And is just all fun. Okay, and here's some of this green, which is funny. It definitely looks like the powder itself looks very olive, but you could see it's like a, what is the color? Kelly green, or I'm now forgetting. No, emerald green, emerald green. But it's like a Kelly green, bright. And so, oh, that was a lot. But it takes some time for the color to dissolve and come out. And so it gives it some time before you can really like feel what these colors are looking like. Like I barely see, even though I know I added a lot, I barely see the blue on here right now. I feel like I'm going a bit heavier on this side, but that is okay. And I'm actually, let me see, it's looking dark on camera. Yeah, it's a little dark. Yeah, okay, I am liking this. I want to, so my fingers have dye on them. And, well, I am not going to go rinse it off now. I am coming in and sort of touching it. Because why not? Okay, and now this is where like we sort of watercolor things up. We've got all these colors in here, but now I'm starting to move it around, and you can see the spread that we are getting here. And I'm looking for white patches because, you know, we might add some more colors. Places where I think I want more. I definitely want to go a bit heavier with some of this delphinium blue. But yeah, that green, the green is real nice, real nice. And before I wait too long, I am going to go and get my steam basket to the net. So that way we can go and set it. Okay, yeah, I definitely want, so it's funny, I think like through this, I feel like I've been adding a lot more delphinium blue than the Kelly green on here, or sorry, the emerald green, but I think that the delphinium blue is just overall way less pigmented. And so that's why it's really not showing through. But I mean, on one hand, I'm totally okay with that because this really is sort of like a green heavy picture. But on the other hand, I want more delphinium blue. I want more of those flowers peeking through. So that is what I am doing here. And I like the little hints. I'm happy with the little hints of yellow. This is a very sort of abstract version of my flower garden. And then this is just the stage where we move it a lot. And so there'll be some areas that have more color and less color, and the white showing through and not, and it's all okay. And if some of the colors layer a little bit on top of each other too much, we might get some of that brown, but that is also part of the picture. So I am not unhappy with that at all. I do wish some of the blue, this color is pretty darn near perfect, especially with like my thumbprints. Yeah, I am really, really happy with this. I'm really happy with how this is going right now. And in fact, I think I really like this. I really, really like this. And I need to take a picture of it. Especially because I feel like I can't really do justice on the camera. But maybe you can. I think you can't really get the tones very well, but you can certainly see that impressionistic feeling that I'm going for. So I'm going to try to grab a quick picture, and then I will put it on my like Instagram story. So that way you guys can all see. And I should call my tabletop no immersion. I like that. No immersion. Okay, I'm gonna add it to my Instagram and Facebook stories. Oops, sharing my story. And then I'm not good with Instagram. Okay, and share it to my Facebook story so you guys can get a sense of the tones, which things look way, way muddy over here. Okay, not that you guys need my masky face anymore. Okay. That's getting hot. Let's go ahead and bring this over. Okay. I'm really, really liking this. And so they're just sort of combined and plopped in my steam pot. And woohoo! Look at this. Look at this over here. I am really enjoying this technique. I think I'm going to go for a little more of this, but let's set a timer for 20 minutes. And I'm not going to leave this dye behind. Oops, sorry guys, I left my camera up. Oh, I turned the image on when I meant to make that go away. Let me zoom back out. But that is not the one I needed. Properties. Oh, trying to do this one-handed. Wow, I am not doing this well. Come on. Okay, I got it together. I was trying to go one-handed, but there we go. Okay, and oh, I should change the tilt. Okay. Hey guys. Yeah, the camera is not doing it justice. Yeah, I'm going to clean this up. I think I'm debating over what yarn I want to use. I think I'm going to go ahead and do the Galileo. So the Galileo is 50% merino, 50% viscose from bamboo. And it ends up having this really, really nice sheen to it that I really, really like. But really, only 50% of it is dyeable with acid dyes. So the final colors end up a little more pastel, but it's a favorite of mine. Whoa. I feel like the blue and the delphinium blue really didn't do itself justice yeah, I feel like it did not do itself justice at all. Because now that it is sort of in the pan, the blue is so much brighter. Oh no. Very rarely does anything fall on the ground that is dye. Thankfully. But I did just see like a flat spill. Somehow I haven't managed to like change my whole house multicolored. And I'm not even sure how I've managed to keep it all clean. Okay. And so starting with that, and then I think I'm going to save the powders, but I am going to go for, okay, the Delphinium Blue stock, the 1% stock solution. Whoa, that is looking very purple. I wonder if the blues crashed out, or I have found with some acid dyes that once you heat them up, the colors really change. So I wonder if Delphinium Blue is going to be one of those. That the color is going to look way different when hot than it does at room temperature. But either way, I'm not mad at it. Just want, I'm curious, real curious to see how this will go. Sort of wanted more blue. I can say there's definitely more blue happening in the steam pot. But yeah, I'm now tempted. Well, it's funny, I'm seeing like some blues sort of spread out from that, but it's definitely way pinker. Okay, I think I'm going to cheat. I'm going to go hold this over the steam for a second. See if I don't want it to touch the other yarn. Maybe I'm seeing a little more blue from that, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm seeing a lot of purple though. How do the colors always look so different on the phone camera? I think because my webcams are crappy. And I have more control over the settings on the camera, and I have a lot less control over significantly less control on my on the webcam. So here's some sage. Oh dear. Here's some sage leaf. Or not. Are we blocked? I haven't tried using all these bottles. I suppose it's possible that it could have like a non-functional hole. I mean, that is weird. Maybe this one just doesn't have a hole at it. Okay, I've got a cup here. So I'm going to add some sage leaf to it. Because clearly my squeeze bottle is not doing what I need it to do. And we are going to go like this. The ultra scientific using my fingers as a paintbrush. Now this is hand painting, guys. Oh dear. It's pretty. And I'm going to go on this with some of the emerald, but I wanted to start some of these softer tones. I wonder if like the emerald on top of some of this purple might give us some browns, which would be rather nice. You do with what you have. Okay, that goes over there. This is one where I'm really glad to have the extra tie. Yeah, cut the tip. If I had some good scissors, like accessible, then I would definitely cut the tip. But I feel like I don't have that really well right now. And now I'm just adding some yellow. Again, I'm using just sort of the tip of my finger to add just some hints of it around, like real randomly. Like this is a non-repeating color over here. And I think I might do the same kind of thing with the emerald, but go in a little heavier. Oh yeah. This is feeling very like impressionistic. So this is really fun. Really fun. So, and it's just flipping. And yeah, some of the yellow and some of those purples are giving us some browns, which I feel like they work. But it's just really fun to just go in and play. Just play with these tones and with these colors. Oh, okay, I think I'm pretty happy with this one. I am going to rinse my hands off. Okay, I'm done with these ones for now. Sometimes water gets in.
Ooh. And I'm going to step away from the table, so I'm taking off my mask for a little bit so I can breathe. And I'm going to sit down and chat while we wait for this timer to go off. Although, actually, let me grab, reminds me of Mardi Gras. Oh, sorry that there are these in the way. Yeah, it feels, it actually feels a little Monet almost. Okay, I'm going to post this also in the stories. Just something about the vibrancy I'm not able to get the vibrancy anywhere nearly as well, which is a shame. So the colors that I'm using are delphinium blue, brilliant yellow, emerald green, and in this most recent one I used a little bit of sage leaf as well. And yeah, I might, like the webcams can be so nice because I can like control some aspects of it, but I might need to go back to using the cell phone. I'm like feeling pretty disenchanted with it, but there, you can almost get a better sense of the vibrancy. When I hold it up here, yeah, the colors are very, very, very spring. And if you are just tuning in, the inspiration today is the glory of the snow. And so it's all this green, but really these flowers that have the pink stem and this blue and white flower with a tiny yellow center. And really, like when I was looking at the flowers, it made me think of the delphinium blue because you get the pink and the blue in it. And so I was really, really excited to play with that. But yes, very, very Monet-ish too. Everything I'm using today are Dharma acid dyes. They're all Dharma today. I didn't pull out any of the Jacquard ones. The one Jacquard one that I did bring down is I have a stock of Jacquard brown, but I'm not sure I'm going to be using any of it. I'm just sort of enjoying playing with these and playing with, I don't know, using my fingers and my hands and doing what. Sometimes it's just fun to like choose these colors that I'm going to play with and then see how they're layering together and see how they're going onto the yarn. And I just enjoy that feeling, you know. But if you guys are enjoying this live stream, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. And above all else, make sure you're subscribed to the ChemKnits Tutorials YouTube channel and tap that bell icon to turn on notifications so you never miss a fun live stream. I try to do at least one dyeing live stream every month, and I also do multiple unboxings and all other kinds of fun stuff like that. And if you're a really, really big fan of the content and want to support us on a more personal level, you should go check out the ChemKnits Patreon. Patreon's a platform that connects content creators with their fans, and it's a way to sort of support on a monthly basis. And there's some cool perks, and if you sign up today, you can go see Dye Pop PS number 13 right now. Patrons get early access to a new video every month. And yeah, there's other fun perks and stuff too. So you should go and check that out. And I think while we are here, I am going to send you all to a very brief commercial break. Not everyone might see it, but I'm gonna make my face pop away while I go and do this. But yeah, AdSense and ads is a way that YouTube supports all of this. And yeah, things are just real I'm gonna make my quality really low. Hopefully that won't. My internet does not seem to be doing great today. Okay, I'm inserting the ad, and that can just show the full delay between like when I made my face go away and then when I say I'm inserting the ad. Oh, you're hot. You are hot. Cool. I'm happy with how that's looking. I'm real happy with how this one is looking. Even though I know it'll be a lot less vibrant once it's dry. I find that cotton blends and other like cellulose blends like that, they, when wet, and even a lot of acrylic blends, when wet, they can look really, really vibrant. And it's not really until they dry that you see how much less vibrant they are than the wool, like a wool counterpart. Like for example, in Dye Pot Weekly, I think it was 35, where I recreated one of my first ever hand-painted colorways with food coloring, and I did the original yarn that I used that was 20% wool, 80% acrylic, and I compared it to 100% wool. And just the difference between the two is drastic. And I did add the exact same amount of dye to each one, but you didn't really get a sense for that drastic difference until it was dry. Up through the steaming it, still they seemed very, very similar. I mean, you get into yarn dyeing, you just bought some bare yarn and some dye. Woo! Yay! Yarn dyeing is so much fun. Yeah, I think that if I can encourage someone to go and play with color and give this a shot, then that means I am doing my job really, really well. Oh, that was not important. Not important at all. So yeah, I'm glad that you guys enjoy this. I have a lot of fun, and I really like this. I'm really excited to see what you guys come up with. And yeah, when you share your pictures with me, let me know what it is about the photo that like caught your interest or, you know, really caught your eye. I'm not sure if through like the live stream you can kind of see, if I blow it up, there we go, that pink on the stem. It's just all so pretty, so pretty. And like I had some stock photos, excuse me, I had access to some stock photos of tulips and daffodils. And it's like, what I really want are the glory of the snow. That's my favorite flower. And that's one that like I just love, love, love to play around with. I am still recovering from that cold a bit that slayed me last week. So it was Sunday. Yeah, I came down with the fever, not this most recent Sunday, but a week ago Sunday, and then I had a fever for 3 days. And then I've just been like exhausted and sort of like slogging through ever since. But now I'm gearing up for Passover, and we're gonna have 2 Seders here. Not that like I don't make my kitchen kosher, like I don't get rid of everything. But yeah, it's still got a lot of cooking. I observe the spirit of Passover. So I like follow the dietary rules. I just don't take everything out of my kitchen. So, all right, let's take a look at, woo! Okay, hot. Actually, this looks very similar. And I need to tilt up the camera, and this is going to be hot because it's in a pan, so that way I can see what I'm showing you. But so here, okay, there we go. Here is the yarn, and if anything, the blue is a lot more present than it was before. Before it looked like the pink was dominating, but I'm seeing a lot more of the blue now that coming out of the dye. Ooh, that's hot. that lid is hot, and I need, okay, I'm not even gonna use gloves. I am just gonna come to this. And actually, even this is looking less purple, like it's looking a lot more blue. Okay. And put that in. I'm going to put that in for 20 minutes as well. Steam it. And I've got one more skein of yarn soaking. And where's my base? Here I am. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I did this last weekend. I did the BAA 5K, which is sort of, it's like at the beginning. Well, BAA does a number of races over the year, but the 5K is sort of always on marathon weekend. Marathon Monday is like a huge, huge, huge deal in Boston. Like, you know, it's a bank holiday, so I don't know, most other states don't observe Patriots Day, but that's always when the marathon is, so like everyone has that day off. Well, also because the states kind of shut down because the marathon is just, you know, one big line, and it goes straight through the middle of my town. And I grew up like watching it, and then I went to Wellesley, which is at the halfway. When I was in college, I went to Wellesley, so it's like the halfway mark. And so there, the marathon's a huge deal. We formed this big scream tunnel, and a lot of runners say it's their fastest mile. And so I don't know, the marathon has like a real special place to me. And so doing the 5K, I think this was my third one. It's the third one that I did. Since we've been back, or I guess since kids, Keith has done 4. I didn't do one of them because I had a C-section 3 months before, and so I wasn't going to train for that 5K. And then last year I had a broken foot, so yeah, there was that. Yeah, no, I'm doing a lot better. It's just I'm waiting to be like 100%, and like poor Lucas is like 4 days behind me, and so he's yeah. Thankfully, like it wasn't like, I don't think it was the flu or anything like that, so it wasn't like so bad. But I can't remember the last time I had a fever, so that was a bit of a bummer. But yeah, I think if any of you guys do any streaming or anything and have any like streaming software recommendations, I would be much appreciative, because I don't think it's in 100% the webcam issue. Because the problem is, like, I'll be looking at it and I'll be like, okay, the colors look decent. And then I'm looking at the live stream and I'm like, okay, those aren't looking good at all. And yeah, it's just hard to get it all like set just the way that I want it. And I do need to turn this down a bit. All right, I've got one more skein. Where did my, oh, there are my glasses. Oh, and yes, I'm wearing flower leggings because it felt appropriate. Oh my gosh. Yeah, well, so like I don't eat like I'm strict with what I'll eat during Passover, but I just can't. Well, like keep the kids and I will like follow follow the rules, but I no longer. I used to like look through all the ingredients to make sure I had absolutely nothing with even corn syrup or anything in it, and like I mean, I guess I don't use ketchup with corn syrup anyway now, but like I don't clear out everything. Like I'll be like, if it's like a super minor ingredient, I'm not going to worry about it. So I'm using OBS, and I don't love it. I don't love it because I can't like correct the colors in a meaningful way. Yes, the reds and purples are what I struggle with the most, and I use a lot of those colors, and so it's hard. Yeah, so I'm using OBS right now, and there's some things I really like about it, but like I just wish that I had some other control over the cameras. Well, and I wish I had like another body here who could like fix it for me on the fly. Oh, so, but some of it is also probably my internet connection, and gotta, yeah, we actually need to complain to FiOS. Okay. Oh, but oh, that is not important. And sorry. Oh, that is not mine. Huh. Okay. Sorry, guys. Oh man, like the end, like this week is just like wild. Oh gosh, and the washing machine. We got the new washing machine, but they like installed it a little wrong. They flipped the warm and cold hoses, which I only noticed because we got ones that's like the warm water is supposed to be in the red one and the cold water is supposed to be in the cool. And I looked at it and I was like, oh haha, the cold water like one feels warm. But I didn't realize that it was switched on the back of the machine too. So like if I put on hot water, it's cold, and if I put on cold, it's hot. Which, because everything uses some cold water, that means that there's no cold feature on it right now. So we have to like just try to swap everything, and it's fun. Did I try the Wool to Die For 7525? So I actually used some of the Wool to Die For 7525 today, and that feels pretty much like a dupe for Stroll. I think that they have even the exact same yardage. Hawthorne, do I have some here? Let me grab a Hawthorne. Okay, go. Dyed Hawthorne. Oh, those are both Hawthorne. So if you want a high twist, Hawthorne is fantastic. And let me make me bigger. Whoa, I'm huge. Okay. Okay, so the teal is Hawthorne and the pink is Stroll. So you can see on Hawthorne is a high twist 2-ply, and like the plies are really, really well defined. Stroll is 4-ply and it's a lot softer. I think thickness wise they're very, very similar, but the Hawthorne like has a great high twist. And let me see, the Hawthorne is 357 yards per 100 grams, and the Stroll is 462. Which says something about the level of twist in the Hawthorne, because you have almost like 100 yards shorter. So I hope that that helps. I hope that that helps them. But yeah, I highly, highly, highly recommend Hawthorne. I started buying it in about 20 packs now. I really, really like it. All right. Of course, I left this up. I'm going to go up. And nope. Okay, yes. Here's our image. That's what we're playing around with. What about the drape? Oh, I can. Here, let me go grab it again. It's got a really nice drape to it. I don't have any knit samples of it to show off, but so like Stroll just like drapes real nice, and the Hawthorne just has like a really nice drape to it too. Like it doesn't, like it's not stiff, you know, it's not like staying straight out or anything. Yeah, I think it definitely depends on how how loosely you knit with it. But yeah, it seems like it has a really good hang. So with the Dyer supplier yarns that I received, I really didn't notice any real appreciable difference between the 80-20 and the 75-25, even though the 80-20 is supposed to be higher twist. But with knit picks, like, you can really, really tell the difference. The Wool Dye for shipping isn't so bad if you're like using the wholesale prices. I think it was about 20, but I spent like $400 or something dollars. So at that price, it's not bad. Maybe it was like 16. But I'm gonna go ahead. Oh no. I'll pop in my Knit Picks affiliate link. Yeah, so I mean, one of the big things Knit Picks has going for it is that you get the free shipping over $50. So that means anytime you're doing any bulk purchase, you've got free shipping. Whereas with Wool Dye for, the shipping can be more expensive, but I found that with the wholesale discount, that like basically you made it like free shipping. I think the wholesale discount with Wool Dye for is 15 to 20% off of the retail prices that you see on their website, but you do have to have a minimum order of 5 kilograms. So that is something to consider. All right, with this last one, I want to use up all of this powder that I have. So first, I'm going to mop up the counter. And this is just some Stroll again. And I'm going to go a little ham here. Okay. Let's go in. So I'm going into the yellow, and I'm just going in for it. And this is definitely not going to be like repeating. Oh, shoot. I'm bad, guys. I'm real bad. I need to put my mask back on. Man, I put my goggles on and I forgot. Make sure you guys are paying attention and don't do what I just did. The Delphinium blue is a lot bluer now that it's heating up.
I'm glad. All right, I'm all thinged up now. You want to ask about Twilight Gray. Twilight Gray is way more like, it's like a purple. It's like a bluish purple. It breaks beautifully. If any of you have gone and watched Dye Pot Weekly 13, Twilight Gray, I think, is my favorite acid dye to try to break. Like, no contest. Absolute favorite. So I cannot recommend it enough. Okay. Now, let's go in with some delphinium blue. And again, we're sort of going ham here and just going wild on this residual powder. Even like letting it sort of like cross. I am not worried. We're just literally using up all of this leftover color that we have over here. But silver gray is a true gray. Twilight gray is definitely not. So I hope that that helps. Oh no, I'm not sure. I'm so sorry your toddler is awake. That sounds like a nightmare to me right now, but it is also 9:45 at night and they have school tomorrow. We tried to let them have a sleepover last night and they were just, it did not go well. It did not go well at all. I'm really enjoying this like dab with my fingers sort of technique. I like it more than like using a paintbrush. So this one I think is the most abstract of the colors that I've done today, because like the other ones have like a lot of color all over and this one doesn't really. Oh, and the timing is going pretty well because there's just 3 minutes left on my timer. And yeah, today I think I was going for a rather loose interpretation of some of this inspiration photo, but I'm really happy with what we've ended up with. A lot of really, really nice green and very, very little dye waste either. I have used up almost entirely everything that I pulled out. Maybe there's a tiny bit left, but all things considered, not bad. Not bad at all. And now I really can be done with all these powders. Da-da-da-da.
All of the powders are now wet. And hurrah, hurrah. I do always like to take like a Clorox wipe and just double check the ground around where I work, but very, very rarely do I find anything on the ground. So that is good. Yeah. I think there I found like one spot of green from before. Oh man. I'm gonna come over and see if there's any other questions. Oh, actually I'm gonna wait to come over because the timer is about to go off. And I want to pull out our Galileo, which is looking stunning. You like the purple gray, so you'll get some Yeah, Twilight Gray just does not end up feeling very gray. It's way more, it's almost like really, really deep. Well, actually, let me grab the yarn. Okay, so here, oh, it's not showing up well on camera. Okay, so there's definitely like sort of a lavender periwinkle purple, and then almost like a blue steel color with the Twilight Gray. It doesn't feel very gray to me at all. Okay, grab it out. And I will bring it over to show you guys in a moment. It is very, very watercolor. But I'm gonna go take our last friend, pop it in, and give that a good 20 minutes. Oh, and I should add, my work surface today is protected with an IKEA shower curtain. And I really like to use that. But here is the Galileo. It looks very like Monet water lily to me with that delphinium blue. It's got a little bit of pink in the center, hints of yellow. It is very, very pretty and fairly similar to what it was beforehand. Yeah, I think I was still like I was expecting something that felt more gray with the Twilight Gray when I first got it. So I was pretty surprised. I don't think that I have used it yet. I don't think that I have shown the video where I just sort of swatched it yet. I think that one is in the next one because I've shared 2 of those videos where I sort of like randomly swatched colors, and I don't think that the Twilight Gray was one that I've used yet. I think that I did that on the more recent one, but I could be mistaken. Yeah, but then I'll just use like a Clorox wipe like a few times on the shower curtain, and then I can reuse it for more projects. Eventually, they get some holes in there. So eventually I have to stop using it and replace it, but it lasts longer than plastic wrap or something. So I'll come and sit down in a moment. Just figured I may as well do a little cleanup before I sign off. And then I'm like, oh no, I'm tired. Yeah, so I'm not sure if I like nailed the inspiration, but like these were the colors that I was feeling. Yeah, I'm not seeing the green on here. But this green is like, whew. Can't even see it, but it's definitely still there. I'm gonna need to wash this like a number of times. Which I think is good to know. Well, over here I see it. But yeah, I'll often wipe it down, these things down, before I start dyeing again, as well, just in case I missed anything. I'm going to come sit down. Oh, turn down my steam pot. I technically have a second steam pot now. I just, for some reason, haven't used it a ton. I haven't even opened it up. I haven't opened it up at all. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. And, watching me clean up is always riveting, I know. But I think that, it is an important part of the process, and so it's worth showing a little bit sometimes. Oh man. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Like I like doing these a lot. I know that people don't always like love or feel inspired by the same pictures that I pick. But ultimately when I'm picking these pictures, I'm trying to pick something that makes me want to go play with certain colors. And so I do try to vary like the main color from each of these, but I try to go and be like, ooh, this is what grabs me from this picture. And so, you know, maybe sometime in the future we should do like focus on some semi-solids or something from the photo. I've been really enjoying this sort of like random layering variation kind of dyeing lately. It's been sort of like sort of a favorite of mine, but I should like go back and do some mixing of colors. I think one thing that makes me nervous about mixing colors though is like that delphinium blue shifts when it heats up, and I've noticed that with other colors too. I've got some videos where the deep purple looks brown until you heat it up, and then you see that purple really come through. And so if the colors shift from what you mix them to what you see on the yarn, that's sort of a big deal because it means that the color that you're mixing and that hue that you're seeing isn't the one that's going to end up on your yarn. And so that is one concern. What about espresso bean? Espresso bean is purple. It's absolutely purple. It does, I think, if it's concentrated enough, can look brown. It's very pigmented, so at a 1% DOS, like it can maybe start to look brown, but just sort of playing with the powder is purple. And so when I first played with it, I was expecting it brown, and I was very disappointed that it was very unbrown. But then when I used it with dip dyeing in the Patreon early access video, it does feel a little more brown. I think once it's a little more concentrated, but more dilute, like it's absolutely purple. So, oh, I'm glad. Like, I mean, I really like. I learned. I mean, this is gonna sound weird, but I learned a lot from watching Me Too, in the sense that I just sort of throw things together and see what happens, and then in doing that, I discover some things that I really love. And so I think that if I were gonna just run a shop, I have a sense now of what my style would be and the kind of yarn that I would dye. And I think that like a lot of times, like I try to vary the techniques and everything that I do because I think it's worth learning, and because then I sometimes discover something that I love like even more. But I think that like my favorite, like I love whether liquid or powder, I love low immersion, layering colors really randomly, creating a non-repeating colorway, I think is my like, those are my favorite colorways to do, and are some of my favorite variegated kind of colorways to knit with as well. But you know, I'm definitely going to play around with lots of different styles and techniques and stuff because I think that it helps me grow as an artist and a dyer. And so, and plus I got to try things so that way you guys know what you want to try. It's the one, I think, benefit to having like a huge arsenal of bare yarn is that I can just sort of go for it and I can try something and then decide, okay, this is how these colors are working together. How do I want to modify it? Like, how do I want to try this in like a slightly different way? And I don't know, it's just a lot of fun. I'm trying to think like what's coming up. I don't remember what video is coming out on Friday. This. I'm trying to remember what's coming out on Friday. I don't remember if the one I'm thinking of is coming out on Friday or Tuesday. certainly with Easter this weekend, if you want some Easter egg dye tablets, the time to get it is on Monday. That is when places will have them. I'm not remembering. I don't. Okay, so it's a bonus one on Friday, but I don't remember what yarn that is, which is really funny that I can't picture the yarn. Oh, I know the yarn. The yarn's a cool one. Okay, next Tuesday, I guess there'll be a reminder to go get some Easter egg dye tablets. And that is what I will say about that. But I'm working on, I think, a very educational video for 117, which I think will be really, well, hopefully I don't make a mess out of explaining everything. But the results are really cool and I think really useful. And so then, after I finish that one, then I'm filming and dyeing for June. And then, well, right after Pesach, when the kids go back to school, I'm going to start filming the summer mini-series. And so towards the end of the month, those samplers will go on pre-order. But if you don't want to wait for the sampler, go check out the ChemKnits Creations Etsy shop. You can find lots of yarn featured in my videos, and it's all really, really great. Have you figured out a dry rub in the dry rub where the Wilton's Violet changed when you added the vinegar to it? Oh, I haven't tried that again recently. You mean where it looked so blue? That was really, really weird. Really weird. And yeah, that I haven't quite figured that out. I think that sometimes, I don't know if it's a dye that slightly crashes out and needs heat or what, just sometimes things don't look, colors will look differently after you've heated or steam set it than it does before. And so that's always something to keep in mind. Where do I get the tablets? The Easter egg dye tablets you can find at Target, Party City. A lot of times grocery stores will have them. Big box craft stores usually don't have quite as many. But I will usually go after the fact that Target. Party City is actually a really good place to find them on clearance because I think people aren't really going there looking for them as much. So yeah, I'm probably not going to go out and buy them this year because I have a lot left over from last year. I went ham. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. So yeah, but I'm really having a lot of fun playing and learning more about all these acid dyes that I have, and I totally want to go and buy all of them, which I need to figure out my storage and everything situation before I go and get the complete library of colors. I really wish I had. So I have a room for storing everything, a little, well, it's basically kind of like a closet, a huge walk-in closet, but that's my little studio. But I wish that I had a dedicated dye kitchen. That's my dream. My dream, because then I could store everything where I film. Oh goodness. So the cost on tablets, you make sure when you buy them that you look and you see, I have a box right here. Okay, so these ones, this classic kit that has 9 dye tablets, full price was $1.50 at, I think this one I probably got at Target. And so then you can get them for 75 cents usually, or usually it'll be at least 50% off after Easter, sometimes 75%. But there are some bigger deluxe kits that have a lot more stickers and wraps and stuff in them, but don't necessarily come with more tablets. So always check the number of tablets. It'll always say how many tablets there are in it. And so that's sort of how I decide which ones to get. But I like the ones with 9 tablets. Yeah, but it's a lot of fun. Oh yeah, with Stop and Shops with their strike. Although I'm not sure if they always had a lot. Anyway, sometimes I have luck at Roach Brothers, but yeah, the usually Target has a yeah. The last year I had the biggest luck at Party City after the fact. But oh gosh, I hope yeah. Anyway, I think I'm gonna sign off now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and hanging out with me. I really, really enjoy these live streams, and I hope you guys do too. Let me know in the comments if there's like any kind of inspiration in particular you'd like to see in the future. Let me throw up or put up, throw up the inspiration photo from today. And again, I hope that you guys like play along with this picture at home and show me what you create. Either use the hashtag ChemKnitsDialogue on Instagram or share it on Facebook on the thread. It's pinned on the ChemKnits Facebook page. And yeah, I'll pick some of your photos, or honestly as many as I can, and include them in the recap for this live stream. And I always do recaps for my live streams because I feel like I can give you guys a better sense of the colors and how the yarn turns out. And then, you know, if you want to go back and watch or whatever, the live streams can be long. Although I have heard some people recommend watching me at double speed. I probably talk really, really, really fast then, but I guess that can be helpful for getting through live streams. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I had a blast. Yeah, and I hope that you guys all have a really, really wonderful evening. And yeah, and if any of you guys are celebrating holidays this weekend, I hope that you have really, really happy holiday. So yeah, I guess I will. Some of you guys, and some of you guys are patrons. I'm doing the behind the scenes Patreon live stream tomorrow morning. There's a post about it on Patreon. So yeah, check that out and subscribe, like, do all the stuff. Check out all the links in the description, and I hope you guys all have a fantastic evening. Bye everyone.